Welcome back to the Backcourt, episode 18. We've got another bumper episode for everyone this week. We're talking about double dates, ice cream, and expert rage bait. But before we get into any of that, we have to check in with our local long-distance athlete, producer Liv, fresh off a record-breaking half marathon time. She's back on Victorian soil. Look at her. She's stoked about it. She's brought in all her medals, her half marathon medals. What a trip away, Liv. Smashed it out of the park.
Yeah, I did smash it. Yeah, got a bit of a PB, which I was stoked with up on the Gold Coast, which then, of course, rolled into a big night out at the PAV, which was great.
And did you maintain your best on performance, your PB, as the week went on?
Yeah, that's where the real performance sort of happens, right? In the week's holiday afterwards. But yeah, had a great time up there in the Gold Coast. Great event. Lots of fun.
I don't think I've ever run further than 8 or 9 kilometres. Yeah, what's going through your head? Are you listening to music? Are you allowed headphones and stuff in these?
Yeah.
Right.
So I have headphones, but a lot of the serious runners don't use headphones. I think it's a bit of a stigma thing.
Right.
Where they prefer to think that they can do it without music.
Yeah.
But I do run with headphones. It's basically a game of teaching yourself to be bored for sort of just under 2 hours.
Yeah, I can't do that.
And to be able to ignore the pain.
Right.
But I was stoked. I managed to do like an 8-minute PB. Which was fantastic.
And how'd the vapor flies go?
Oh, they were great.
Yeah,
that was so good. And I found, listeners I'm sure will love this detail, but I found like the perfect coloured crop top that matched my runners.
Right.
So it all just like the outfit was just.
And you're running in the crop top?
Yeah, but then I had like a white top over the top.
So it was visible without being visible?
Yeah, that's what I was going for, like a subtle sort of colour coordination.
So styling, running, what music are you listening to?
And I found the perfect pair of socks when I went to pick up my bib the day before. So it all tied together well. What am I listening to? Oh, there's like a running brand. I can't think of it now. I think it's like Sigma or something.
Yeah.
And they had this like yellow, because you know how my Vaporflies were like red with yellow details? So it was a yellow pair of socks with red details. It all just came together nicely. Yeah. So of course I was going to run an 8-minute PB, which we were stoked with. Managed to break 150, which I was really, really happy with.
Right. Well, if listeners want more details on running, that can be a pivot for the backcourt. Producer Liv's running tips. You can start a run club, a bit of coaching. What songs are you listening to?
I have a bit of a mix.
Do you plan it out? Like I've heard of people that plan it out so they know when they get to a certain song where they should be.
I was actually adding a few extra songs to my playlist on the way because I was worried about what if I run slower than I thought and then I'm listening to the same music twice. Yeah. But it's a bit of a mix. A lot of Fred again, a lot of Dom Dollar, a little bit of Rihanna.
Right.
Couple of Dua Lipa songs.
Yeah, who comes in to really push you across the line?
Tell you who's great? Jess Gline. Is that how you say her name?
Yeah,
I've never said it out loud.
Well, and Elite Ginger.
Yeah, that song.
Great voice, actually, Jess.
Did we include her in our Elite Ginger?
I don't know. I don't think we did.
Yeah, she's got a couple of songs like You Ain't Got Far to Go. That's a really good one to hit you at about 18K. Yeah.
Very relevant.
So, yeah, great playlist.
Well, there you go.
How was your week and a bit?
How was my week and a bit? Oh, well, I had withdrawals not doing the backcourt with you, Producer Liv. But the weather's been pretty average. Bit of wind, bit of rain. Cobby's got another win. Is what it is. I definitely wasn't breaking any PBs, I'll tell you that much.
How many games have you got left at the Cobs?
Oh, well, it depends. We start losing. That's when I'll pull the pin. But we've got to get into some netball. Because the backcourters, they won't be happy with us if we just continue to talk about our personal achievements. I mean, obviously, social netball, the premature shooters will be excited to have you back on court. But you would have seen a lot of people up there running, maybe in pairs. I've seen it on my socials because, of course, recently the Run Melbourne was on. I saw a lot of partners running the half marathon, the marathon together. Personally, not for me, exercising with your significant other.
Yeah, but not for me either. But people say,
like it. Some people love it.
People say that run clubs are the new dating apps.
Well, exactly.
Which is making dating apps need to stay relevant, hey?
Exactly. Well, I'll tell you what, we've got a new power couple in netball. And netball is becoming quite the epicenter of power couples. But Audrey Little, who's I think a Giants training partner, she's in their reserves. She's played a couple of games for the Swifts and maybe the Giants as well. Yeah. She was hard launched by, and I'm going to say this name probably incorrectly, Joseph Akuso Sawali. Now, Joseph, do you know who the Joseph is, Liv?
I didn't until I saw this.
Right. So Joseph is he's the most recent man to cross from the National Rugby League, NRL, to rugby union for $5 million deal, right? So he switched across.
That's huge.
Yeah, he's now with the Wallabies. And look, let's just put it out there. He's an absolute hunk. He's a gorgeous man. He's got a great jawline. And he hard launched his relationship with Audrey.
I love it that he hard launched her.
Yes.
Rather than her hard launching him.
Isn't it?
Yeah. I'd never thought about that dynamic before.
Well, yeah, I guess because I don't like. Yeah, would you say consistently? Usually, it's more the female in the relationship that's deciding when people are being launched.
I don't know.
Or do you reckon they figure it out by the dynamic of who?
I think it depends on the. I think it's a case by case basis.
He plays for the Wallabies. She's in the Giants reserves. But no, Audrey's actually the daughter of a former Wallaby. So there's a bit of a rugby union connection. But it got covered. It got covered everywhere. It was in 7 News. Now, I don't know if the 7 News reporter is that big of a netball fan because they referred to Audrey as a former Swift star. Look, Audrey's a very good netballer, but I don't think her 1 or 2 games constituted the star status. But what we've got now, Liv, is a lot of netballers are infiltrating popular culture through their power couple status.
Or is popular culture infiltrating netball?
Well, they're finally discovering it. Yeah. Finally. So who have we got here? We've got Kelsey Brown, obviously, with your friend Luke Jackson, Dogger.
Yeah.
And that was, speaking of launching, that saga last year.
That was a slow launch, though.
Well, I think it was an accidental launch.
Didn't the AFL accidentally launch
I think the AFL did because so Luke Jackson plays for Fremantle.
Yep. Ex-premiership player for the D's. Yeah. Ex-premiership?
Yeah,
he's still a premiership player.
Yeah, he's still a premiership player. So Luke was dating Kelsey. Now, people in netball circles had heard rumours and Perth circles. We had a couple of Perth correspondents, but it hadn't seen anything on the socials. And Fremantle had the bye, and the AFL were doing that thing where they post like bye, what happened in the bye or whatever.
Yeah.
And Luke, obviously, Fremantle said, send in a photo. And Luke didn't take any photos because he's a bloke.
Yeah.
And he used the photo that people had seen on Kelsey's Instagram.
I thought the AFL just took it off Kelsey's Instagram.
Well, maybe they did. No, but surely Fremantle have sent it to them.
Yeah, regardless.
An accidental launch. An accidental launch. I mean, of course, they've been in the news.
Massive power couple, and hopefully it brings Dogger back to the Ds.
Well, maybe. We'll watch this space. Rudy Ellis, obviously Tim English.
Yeah.
Rudy and Tim they love a Mercedes or is it BMW? They're all over there. Rudy's TikTok. Tipper Dwan is with Josh Dunkley and Jamie Lee Price. Harry Perriman. If you've got any other power couples off the top of your head, people, of course, let us know. We're all in for the power couples. But there might be a new opportunity.
New opportunity.
To become someone part of a power couple because Bailey Smith.
Yes.
Now, do you want to explain who Bailey Smith is for those who have been living under a rock, Liv?
Oh, Bailey Smith currently plays for the Gold Coast.
Geelong Cats.
Bailey Smith currently plays for Geelong.
Yeah.
Used to play for the Bulldogs.
Yes.
He's an absolute rooster.
He's an absolute rooster, and he knows it too, doesn't he?
He knows it.
Yeah. Yeah, head to those socials.
Yeah. Infamous for that video that he filmed last year and put on his TikTok in the off-season of his training. It involved a pool and a very small pair of Speedos. Yeah,
didn't leave much to the imagination.
Did not leave much to the imagination, but he's a rooster.
Good, though. Yeah. So
he seems to have sort of found himself in Geelong, though.
Yeah, he has. He's having a good season. But I think what's happened, though, is he's actually starting to grow his brand as well.
Yep. The face of Cotton On.
He's the face of Cotton On. I'm pretty sure he has a beer or some sort of mixer drink. Is it with the Dacos brothers?
No, isn't it with Charlie Curnow?
Maybe. It is.
Starts with a B. Starts with a B. Barry's. That's it.
Oh, Barry's Garage as well. Barry's, popular name. Anyway, so what we've got here is Bailey Smith. He's down there in Geelong and his brand is extended into Tinder. Now, I'm lucky enough to not be on Tinder anymore, Liv, but obviously frequented it back in the day. And what he's doing is he's the ambassador for their new double date feature. So it's a brand new feature that lets users pair up with a friend and match with other pairs, creating a low-pressure, group-first way to explore the world of dating side by side. That's a quote from Tinder. And then Bailey said, Tinder's double date is a fun way to mix things up. Because Bailey's always looking to mix things up. I'm always with the boys, so bringing them along makes meeting people way more relaxed. I'm giving it a go with my best mate, so match with us and we'll see you in the group chat. Now, that's a very tantalising offer, isn't it?
Good on him. I love that for him. Imagine the paycheck.
For Bailey?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what I just think, is there an opportunity for some netballers maybe in the Geelong area? There's rumours that they may eventually get a super netball team. So a power couple status is there. What's your thoughts on the double date Tinder concept?
I am not entirely across it, but I think, you know what?
It's just
good
basically
on Bailey Smith. If he wants to get out there and find a couple of gals in
I don't know if Bailey's the one struggling. I feel he's getting paid a bit of money to do this. But no, I think it's a concept of the usual apps. You're swiping person for person. And on this one, you and a friend.
Yeah.
For example, we would be a pair and we would swipe on other pairs.
Yeah.
To catch up in a double date.
That's the concept. I like the concept and I am power to Bailey. Like, take that bag. But
well, don't tell Bailey to take it back.
But he might as well get his paycheck. But it makes me nervous that he'd be giving all these young girls in Geelong such false hope.
Well, it might not be false.
Do you think he's actually going to go on the double date?
Well, maybe that's a promotional thing they could do.
Imagine if you're a uni student that was trying to get into Deakin. You're trying to get into Deakin Berwyn, didn't quite get the marks, ended up at Deakin Geelong.
Warren Ponds, yeah.
You would be stoked.
You would be stoked, and you'd be furiously swiping to find that Bailey Smith. How many people do you reckon out there and catfishing using Bailey? It's an absolute wormhole. I'm confident this double date thing used to exist. I am 100% adamant.
Yeah, I reckon it would pop up as an ad though, not as a profile.
Maybe. I'm confident that a friend and I, this is obviously more than a decade ago, were able to use this similar function where you would swipe as a group and there would be a group chat. But of course, you've got to repurpose ideas. There you go. Bailey Smith, he's out there. Double dates themselves, not Tinder, but double dates themselves. Have you been on one before?
Not really. I don't think I have.
No, I've been on one.
Are you talking about like a cold double date?
No, I don't think I've been on a cold double date.
Like
that was a thing. I went on a double date with my now wife and a friend and my friend and her friend, but we'd already had a date.
Yeah.
And they hadn't. So like our chemistry was obviously through the roof.
Yeah.
And theirs was nowhere. Theirs was nowhere. So I think there's nuance to it. Maybe.
Yeah, that sounds awkward for them.
Yeah. And wasn't awkward for us. And here we are.
Netball power couples. Send us
send them in and double date chat. More double date chat. I think it's a great concept. Maybe we could do something with the netball. You could date in sevens. Speaking of rogue ideas in netball, we've got some rogue sponsors. Now, I've just noticed across the course of the season, Liv, that the sponsors that netball teams are taking on, especially in the Suncorp Super Netball League, have become, they're a bit left of field. And it really piqued my interest when I saw that Wendy's, the fast food outlet, what's your favourite order from Wendy's? Liv?
Is it a fast food outlet? I thought it was just an ice cream shop in Australia.
Yeah, you can get hot dogs. You can definitely get hot dogs.
Oh, speaking of hot dogs.
Yeah, go on.
At the Belly Pav on Saturday night after the half marathon. So they give you a free hot dog at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Everyone. Have you come across that before?
I have come across it at my local nightclub, Dakota.
Oh,
Dakota in
rest
Ringwood.
in peace.
It burnt down in conspicuous circumstances, allegedly. No, Dakota, what they used to do was they would go down to the Ringwood Macca's and get the $1 cheeseburgers and come back and throw them out into the dance floor.
Really?
Yeah. Not great hygiene. A couple of mates would be out there squabbling for one. So less of it, I'm assuming you got given one.
They were like gourmet hot dogs. I've actually never had such a good hot dog. Yeah. I'm not a massive hot dog person, but it was great.
I like a good one. I had footy Frankfurters the other day. They bring back childhood memories.
But what was funny about it was that you got the coupon when you paid entry. Yeah. Me and my mates got there before you had to pay entry. And so didn't have coupons. But
you were like, we're here.
And so then I bumped into another group of friends who had paid entry and had coupons. And so I just went up with them hoping that they would just give me one, which they did. And then I walked back over to my group of mates that didn't have coupons. And they're like, oh my God, where'd you get that, Liv? I was like, go up to them and say,
you lost your coupon.
You lost your coupon. And the boys came back. They were so stoked.
Yeah. What are you getting with the hot dog? Like mustard?
I'm a
mustard guy.
On a really nice bun. Proper hot dog. Also 9 p.m, so you've had about 15 wines.
Yeah.
So it tastes better.
This is on marathon day?
Yeah.
So you're gassed as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was like mustard and sauce, and it had like crispy shallots or something on the top.
Fuck. Now you got me thinking about hot dogs. I haven't eaten lunch
yet
today.
Fancy hot dog.
Anyway, Wendy's do hot dogs.
They
don't do crispy shallots though. But they're a sponsor of the Thunderbirds. They're a major partner of the Thunderbirds till 2028. Or they aren't. Mr. Whippy. Now, Mr. Whippy's not fast food. Mr. Whippy is childhood memories.
Ice cream only.
Ice cream only. They've signed on with the Swifts as a major partner. And the Swifts, we'll get into this, have a bit of a fast food fetish.
But there's a little bit of ice cream across the league. Well, a few ice cream brands.
The Firebirds have Baskin-Robbins. Baskin-Robbins?
Firebirds have Baskin-Robbins.
And they did that ridiculous fixture release at the start of the year using ice cream flavours.
Oh, true. That was silly.
That was ages ago. But yeah, ice cream everywhere.
Dairy products.
Well, the Thunderbirds, good point. They've got more. They've got even more.
Thunderbirds have two different types of milk companies.
Yes. Go into it.
They've got Nippies, which is obviously the elite chocolate milk.
And I think they're synonymous with South Australia Nippies.
No, Fleuro is.
Oh.
So that's their other brand.
Yeah.
Which
the
is
milk
a
company.
French name. Fleuro Milk Company.
Let us know, Thunderbirds fans.
I think it's French.
Yeah.
Milk company. It's a South Australian milk company. And so I don't know what their product offerings are.
Are they a direct competitor with Nippies?
I'm assuming they're direct competitors, but I love that Thunderbirds are getting like double cash.
So they've got Wendy's, which is dairy. They've got Nippies.
Yeah, and best of all, they have Cobb Hill Estate, which is obviously a winery. And they've got South Ave.
Who do mixes.
Have you heard of South? Yeah, they do like vodka mixes. So Thunderbirds are just like the mecca of beverages.
Yeah, and they've got Adelaide Uni and Trade Up. So it's like a O-Week sort of setup. It's like a great sort of circuit package that they're going for there.
Yeah. I kind of like that most netball club, most of the Super Netball teams seem to have some sensible partners, like your Adelaide Uni, your Deakin Uni.
Yeah, well, it's an easy kill, isn't it?
Yeah.
You got the Mavericks Mavericks have got everyone who's ever stepped foot into the SEN studios.
Mavericks will always win this game.
Yeah. So I've only listed 2 because there's just too many. But they have the Cobram Estate. But the girls get to go out for an olive oil themed lunch every year, which looks unbelievable.
Yeah. It's funny because Cobram Estate used to do a lot of those, they still do every now and then, those lunches with influencers. So they did a lot of influencer activity. And then in recent times seem to be popping up in sport. They're doing more sports sponsorship. But I'm pretty sure they go there via helicopter.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're correct. Yeah. You say honestly, the Mavs, like if you're trying to sign someone to the Mavs, you just present that helicopter ride to Cobram Estate. You can drink the olive oil straight from the barrel or whatever they make olive oil in. I should know that. Lean cuisine as well. So if you eat too much Cobram Estate olive oil, you need to trim down. You go to Lean cuisine.
But don't they have Macca's on there?
Yeah, they do.
So they've got Macca's and Lean cuisine.
Yeah, the Mavs have got everything. They've got Bostik, the glue.
Oh yeah.
And like you go on their website, the partners list just keeps going. It's never ending. Their neighbours, the Vixens, they got the Butcher Club, which we've understood is just like just a butcher who really likes netball.
Yeah. Is the Butcher's Club a chain or is it just the butcher at Vic Gardens?
I think it's a chain. It's a chain. I'm reliably informed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they love netball.
They do love netball. They've got the Swifts, as we mentioned, we've got Mr. Whippy. They've got GYG as well. So you can have a burrito and then wash it down with some Mr. Whippy.
GYG get around the sporting scene as well.
I personally feel it's the second best burrito.
This is such a topic in its own. I don't.
You don't? Zambrero's are fresher.
Zambrero's is often more conveniently located for me, I find, but I like the GYG burritos better. But it comes down to your order.
Yeah, right.
I think with the GYG burrito, you've got to add stuff.
Yeah, right.
Whereas if you add the lettuce and you add the corn and you add the stuff to the GYG one.
Yeah, and then I'm out $50.
You need to make a like-for-like burrito.
And yeah, to get a proper test.
Yeah.
There you go. Let us know, people, Zambrero's or GYG. I'm personally Zambrero's.
Salsas.
Salsas.
I had a salsas burrito at the airport.
I didn't know they were still running.
Neither did I, but I actually when I was at the airport on the way to the Gold Coast. Had a salsas burrito. Yeah. It was huge.
Yeah.
It was good, but
they get new airport prices as well too.
Airport
you
prices.
You would have paid half a leg for that one.
The Mavericks were also getting salsa burritos.
Were they? Oh, you did Mavs in the wild.
Yeah, I was stoked to be on annual leave, get a little break from netball. How good. Walking to the airport. And there they are. Melbourne
it could
Mavericks.
be worse people to run into.
No, it was Your
great. Friend.
I didn't actually.
Did you tell them about the Vibes team? So many of them have made the Vibes team.
No, the Vibes team was still under embargo.
Right, of course. Of course. There we go.
I did see Molly Jovic in the distance, actually. Yeah. And I almost went up to her and said, I've got big things coming for you, Molly.
I think you're the future of netball.
You are the future of netball.
Yeah, the Lightning are another one. They usually just copy the Storm sponsors. But anyway, just rogue sponsors. And the winner, of course, is the Fever because it's just like if you read their partner list, it's just like a list of mining companies and then Lindley Valley Pork. Mining,
pork. And pork. Yeah. But apparently, I've never been to a Fever home game, but they actually look electric. Like,
oh, they're packing it out. 13,000. That's more than an NRL crowd.
But apparently, there's like a blow up pork, blow up ham.
A pig. I think they call them a pig.
There's a blow up pig that like floats around.
I saw it on Bridget Hustwaite's Instagram stories. There is a blow up pig.
Bridget and Oscar.
Oscar McDonald.
Yeah.
Is he another former D?
Yeah, washed up.
Washed up. There you go. Demon. Oscar, if you're listening, you're washed up. Bridget, we love the content with the floating ham. It's still good. Okay, now speaking of Fever, well, they're not really engaged in fisticuffs, but they're being asked to have a verbal fisticuff with Locke Talks Netball. Are you across Locke?
He's been popping up on my algorithm, yes. I'm across. Right. I know who he is.
Have you watched much of his content?
I've watched a couple of his content, but
I'll lay it out there. I'll lay it out there for people. So you actually sent it to me first. You actually passed it on quickly. Obviously, while you're up on the Gold Coast eating hot dogs, it popped up on your feed and you flicked it across.
My logic was like, I'll just send stuff to Matt and then when I'm back at work, I'll just watch it.
Like a downloads folder.
Yeah.
So Locke, he talks footy as well. He's got a channel called Locke Talks Footy. But I think his first love's actually netball. And he does these sort of piece to cameras, floating head style videos, passionately talking about the game. And his most notable one, or the one that's probably gone the most viral, is a 10-minute video. I didn't watch all 10 minutes. I got about 4 minutes in and thought that'll do me. But it's a 10-minute video where he just basically says that the West Coast Fever are the most arrogant sporting franchise in Australia, any code. And he says that they're reliant on one player, Janelle Fowler-Nemart, which it's not groundbreaking.
No, and it's sort of a more aggressive way to put together this very similar argument
he's clearly a listener to the backcourt.
Yeah, we said a few weeks ago that it's interesting how one player can make such a difference in the team. So he's taken that, he's run with it, and he's turned it into a 10-minute TikTok.
Yeah, it's a 10-minute TikTok, and then if you go onto it now, he's continued to post these very long form, what I would consider long-form videos.
All about 10-minute TikTok.
How does he talk about one thing for 10 minutes while looking at himself?
I dabble in the occasional TikTok.
You're a content creator.
I like to make a little TikTok. I find it a really fun little creative process. This is what I was going to say. I like to keep them under like 40 seconds.
Yeah, you're big on hooks.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
So 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
There is no hook.
You sent me the Locke Talks netball. Right?
Yeah, because I was like, who is this bloke?
Right. And I thought I'll have a bit of a watch and see if there's something we can grab. And it took me an entire bus ride to work to get through the video. Ride. Yeah, 10-minute video. I almost missed my stop.
I would have got bus sick.
Yeah. Well, he's gone hard in this. So he continues. So basically, Fever people can't handle it. They can't handle the truth.
Yeah, but the thing about netball Twitter or the netball content scene is that I don't think sometimes they realise when they're getting rage baited.
Yeah. Oh, no, they don't get the joke. They're not in on the joke.
No.
And even here, like, he's just like, so basically the rest of his content is people telling him to check out another player and he just disproves that they're as reliant as Janelle.
When people were giving me hate a couple of weeks ago because they thought I genuinely thought that Alan Houseby needed to not.
Well, you do think that, but you don't think she's insecure.
But like people don't understand that there's a joke.
They don't get it.
But I think that Locke is onto something. He's getting quite a lot of likes.
No, well, he has gone, like his numbers are through the roof. I think he might even be catching up to the backcourt the way he's going.
Yeah, he's doing well.
We might have to get him on. But I think it's good for the sport because it's alternative media. The rise of alternative media has been occurring for, I'd say, 4 to 5 years now. In terms of you're not just reliant on the TV channels and the newspapers to get views and opinions. Obviously, the rise of podcasts, social media. But netball hasn't had, besides us, an alternative media voice. Us.
I think maybe you're right. Yeah. I think it is time. And I think it's nice to also have some voices in netball who are involved in other sports as well. Like Locke being able to compare netball to footy and all these other sports that he clearly makes commentary on. And
most of the time he's much more positive about netball. It's just that he thinks the Fever are they're not overrated. He just thinks they're a one-woman team. But anyway, we're here for it. I think the sport needs to embrace this alternative media and Locke's doing good things.
Yeah. And to the haters in his comments, I encourage them to make their own videos sharing their opinions.
Exactly. We want more of them out there. Locke, to be fair, some people are told to ignore the haters. Locke doesn't ignore them. I think he replies to every single comment.
Does he?
Yeah, he lives and breathes it.
There you go.
He's doing good things.
He's knocking on the door, I think. He wants your job, Matt.
Wow. If he can have it if he wants it.
I was going to say he can have mine.
He can have it
more than welcome.
It. Speaking of knocking on the door, Tyler Orr, her London Pulse were knocking on the door all season of winning the National Super League over in England.
I wish I put Tyler Orr in my Vibes team.
Wow. Could that happen? You don't often see someone. Could someone, because Danelle obviously is a chance to play for the Diamonds while playing in another country. Maybe Tyler, I haven't looked at her stats. Speaking of people who don't get the joke, English netball, Twitter, let's say, they don't get it either. They really got angry at a couple of things we've said about their game. But anyway, moving on. Yeah, on TikTok.
What are they?
The one when we said at Wembley and they had to put a call out for umpires. HK was in about that. They weren't happy with that because we didn't understand the traffic system in London.
Oh, of course. You must understand the traffic system.
Anyway, National Super League, brand new look for this year over in England. They played at the O2 Arena, had 9,500 there, which I believe is a record crowd for English home and away netball.
Yep.
Franchise netball. The Pulse won. So London Pulse won 53-45. They actually won the pre-season cup and finished on top. So they absolutely dominated the season. They beat the Loughborough Lightning, who have been a bit of a bogey side for the Pulse over the recent history, and the Lightning were chasing a three-peat, so a really massive win for them. Tyler was part of the team, the only Australian in the team, and I don't know how much court time she got during the game. She was definitely on the bench at the end of the game, but she, like you, came into her own in the post-game celebration.
That's where the winning is done.
Yeah, it's where legends are made. So there's footage of her on TikTok catching the tube in her dress, which I don't know if you've ever done that.
No.
In your netball dress? No? Not post premature shooters victory?
No.
No, you've never circuited in a road kit?
In a road kit. I thought you were talking about in a netball dress.
Well, that's what Tyler's in, but that's the beauty of winning premierships is that you're proud to be out there in your game day kit.
Yeah,
like
I love
the Thunderbirds at the Woolshed last year.
I just love it when they go straight out. They're still in their kit.
Well, she's still got the medal on.
Still got the medal on.
London Tube. It's a nice pink, the Pulse's kit as well.
Yeah, she's got one pink dress for another.
Well, she did.
Because she was obviously at the Thunderbirds last year.
Yeah.
But she's played at a few clubs in Australia. Like, she started out in Collingwood and then went to the Firebirds for a couple of years.
There you go. Tyler, she's been everywhere. Well, she's had success with the Pulse.
Yeah, it's nice when you see an Aussie go overseas and have some success. I hope that she...
Well, I think Danelle's in the grand final.
Yeah, Janelle's been playing well.
Yeah.
Since her arm, she's been back.
Yeah, she came back
from her arm injury.
So I think the Mystic, because she replaced Grace Wecky, and Grace posted that I'm pretty sure that's the team she's
she
playing
did
for.
actually. You're right.
And Grace posted that the Mystics were going for back to back, and Danelle's led them there.
Yeah.
So maybe Danelle will have a similar sort of piece up.
And the Diamonds squad comes out tomorrow, which will be yesterday once this goes out.
Yes.
Danelle
could be good news for Danelle.
I'm still hoping
back-to-back good news for Danelle.
Makes it in.
But no, back to Tyler. So she caught the tube with her medal that night, and then she was still in her dress the next morning drinking mimosas. 2 before 10, 10 before 2.
Good on her.
Team had a 16-year-old as well, Gracie Smith. Do you reckon Gracie's joining the gang on the circuit at the pub the next day?
Do you think she needed a note from her parents? Remember when you went to a party, like a 16th birthday party, and you needed a note from your mum? Probably the rules are different in London.
I don't think so. I don't think you had when I lived there, you didn't need an RSA to serve alcohol.
Yeah.
You could just work behind the bar.
It all seemed a lot more lax when I was over there.
But maybe 16, Gracie won the flag. Everyone's getting around each other. She's texted her mum, "Can I have a drink tonight?"
Yeah, and her mum's gone, Of course you can, sweetheart. But only 2.
But only 2.
And I'll provide them for you.
Exactly. I'll go down to the bottle shop and I'll buy you a 6-pack of UDLs and keep 4 for myself.
Little did mum know that she had all of her teammates providing drinks for her.
She would have got in, surely. And then the next day, though, so Tyler commented on one of our posts and said she had to teach the Poms how to drink. So Sunday, they've gone back again. I wonder if Gracie went around again. Hopefully she did. Surely school holidays over there in the summer. But what a call for Tyler to take the move to go to the Pulse.
Yeah, great call.
She got to live in London. She's obviously won a flag. And now she's set up on the back end of a European summer and she doesn't have to pay for the long flight. She's got cheap flights. She's already asking for suggestions on where to go, and she'll be back here for our summer.
She seems to have played well. Like, I couldn't find any match-specific stats, but within the season, she had 323 feeds, which seems like a lot of feeds.
No, it's very good, especially in a centre role.
Yeah, 20 gains.
Yeah. No, she's a very good netball Tyler. And I wonder if it sets the tone for sets the example, because I think there's 4 or 5 Australians over there this year. Gabby Sinclair, Gabby Coffey.
Em Andrews.
Yes, Emily Andrews over there. I wonder if it sets the tone for a few other players who have been on the fringes here to go, you know what, that looks like a decent time. Free European holiday as well.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Get to live in London for 6 months or wherever.
Quite the lifestyle.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's good for the game that there's more competition. Obviously, in New Zealand, we've got Danelle and a couple others over there, and now we've got Tyler leading the way. But well done to the Pulse. And hopefully for Tyler and the gang, they're still going hard. Anyway, we better get into some netty news because it was a big round of netball, and of course the finals are here. All right, we're going to get into some netty news now, Liv, and it was a very emotional round 14 of the Suncorp Super Netball. There were tears, there was extra time games, there was obviously a final before a final in Adelaide, and the Fever went 12 games unbeaten with their flying ham, and they claimed that they were the best team ever in netball. I
heard that too.
I've heard that floated around, but we're going to start with the Giants and the Mavericks, and there were tears aplenty at Ken Rosewall Arena as Jo Harten signed off.
And what a way to sign off.
What a way to sign off.
She obviously shot the super shot.
The last one.
The last super shot. on the buzzer.
Yes, Sophie Dwyer flicked to her. I think Dwyer probably had a better look at it, but made sure that Jo had the last shot. And it was a bit of a fairy tale finish for Jo and the Giants. They won convincingly against the Mavericks. And then, they went into it. Jo obviously did the post-match. She did a mic drop. We don't know if she nailed the mic drop, but still.
Like an actual mic drop?
I don't know if she actually mic dropped. I think it was like a verbal mic drop. Because I think, was it Sam Pullman interviewing her? I can't remember who it was interviewing her. I think she held the mic.
I didn't see this bit. Oh, she actually dropped it.
I don't think she dropped it. I think Sam was holding it for her and just sort of going back and forth. But she said the words mic drop. But you noticed that obviously the Giants, we're not going to do any analysis on the game.
I'm really a lot more interested in the...
Well, it doesn't matter. Neither team can make finals.
After-match activities
Giants
from the Giants-Mavs game.
So Giants fans don't get happy. 5 wins for the Giants in the back half of the year. They've finished 6. They're going well. I can feel myself sliding my chair, actually.
But something's also building at the Mavs.
The Mavs had a good end of the year. There you go. Analysis done. Let's get into the real stuff. You noticed a couple of things. If we're talking circuits, we've just chatted about Tyler Orr's circuit. You noticed a couple of things on social media.
As we've already established, love a bit of TikTok.
Yes.
And
well, you're a creator yourself.
Jodie Ann Ward's TikToks have been coming across my desk. She's great on TikTok. And it's funny because she's been doing more since she did her knee. She was posting some dancing TikToks. I think they're in the bathroom with Hope White.
It definitely looks like, and I've never been in the female toilets at a nightclub, but it definitely gives the vibe of a nightclub toilet, like the black tiles all the way up.
Yeah.
A lot of mirrors, a lot of tight spaces.
And they were all wearing like big baggy T-shirts with Jo Harten's face. I love a tour sort of T-shirt like that. And then JLP was in the back with like drunkest eyes I've ever seen.
So they're doing TikTok dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Jodie Ann Ward, Hope White, and is it Sophie Dwyer? I don't know.
No, JLP.
JLP. But JLP, you seem to think is not actually doing the dance. She's just hovering in the background.
I think, JLP is just hovering in the background. She looks really good.
Yeah. She looks
her hair looked nice. I thought she looked really pretty.
Jamie, if you're listening.
She had great drunk eyes.
Great drunk eyes. We'll have to get this on the socials, the drunk eyes. The drunk eyes, what do you think that means?
What do you think it means? I think it means that they've had a couple of drinks and they're happy having a bit of a dance with the girls.
What do you think it means for Jamie's future at the club?
Well, it could be her last ever
Giants function,
wouldn't it?
It could be, and she's going out with a bang. We're patiently awaiting.
Here
we go. Well, you don't like the camera zooming in.
Yeah, I hate it when
if you want to hold it at the camera.
Oh, there's 4 of them.
Yeah. Oh, Jamie Lee does come across late. You got Hope.
I can't. Who's
Jodie. That looks like Monica Otai.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jamie Lee comes in late doing breaststroke.
Breaststroke?
They're doing breaststroke. If we hold it the camera there. They're doing breaststroke there. Jamie Lee comes across the front eventually. There we go. Hops her head across. Drunk guys price.
Give us more drunk TikToks.
Well, tis the season.
Tis the season. And I love a bit of Mad Monday chat, and obviously there'll be more to come. But those TikToks compared to, did you see any of the Firebirds one?
Yeah, like actually, we're going to switch the running order up. It didn't look like a fucking whole heap of fun, did it? Describe it for us.
If I had to pick one Mad Monday to go to, I'm not going to say which one I would choose. Because
no, go out.
They can send me their invites and I'll...
Yeah, and you'll make the choice?
Yeah, but the Giants one looks like heaps of fun.
The
Firebirds they were all wearing wigs.
Yeah, wigs.
And they're all wearing all black. But it kind of looked like they just had like an afternoon wine.
There was like a cheese, and I didn't even get any footage of the cheese board. I wanted to know.
I didn't see the cheese board either.
Well, I just figured the way they were sitting, that they were sitting around a table, it would look like a cheese board sort of set up.
It was giving cheese board, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I'd be very interested to see what sort. I reckon they're running a cabana option.
A cabana?
Yeah, the Firebird strike me as a kind of cabana bread, just sort of sliced bread on the side.
Bit of Havarti.
Yes.
Bit of breadstick.
Yes. Absolutely. And like
hummus
hummus.
No spicy stuff on the top.
No spicy stuff. No jalapeno mix in the middle. What else? What other dips would they be running? It'd be the Red Rock Deli, like sweet chili and sour cream.
Nah, not too spicy.
Too spicy? Well, they'd dig out the sweet chili and just go for the sour cream. They would post in TikToks. But because they were wearing bobs, they went with the Nicki Minaj.
But we're yet to see any content, unless I've missed it, of the Mavs Mad Monday. No. They might not have had it yet.
Well, I reckon they were playing away, and I have it on pretty good authority that they had something bigger planned. But I suspect the Mavs are smart enough that there won't be as much footage.
Yeah. And who else are we waiting on? Lightnings would have been a bit...
Well, again, they're going to fly. It's a harder Mad Monday. So the three you're describing there, they know a month out that they're Mad Monday. And the problem with the Lightning one is you have to be thinking we're not going to have Mad Monday this week. So whoever's in charge, right? We're getting into the real logistics here. So if I'm in charge of Mad Monday, the Giants, the Mavericks, the Firebirds, I know about a month ago I can start booking things in.
Yeah.
I can put in the WhatsApp, what dates do we want? What themes do we want? Here's your theme. Here's your costume. Here's what you need to do. The Lightning, they can't do that because you can't be booking pubs and clubs and so on because it's a
big
defeatist mindset.
I've had to organise a couple of after parties and things in my time, and it can actually be quite stressful. You got to select the right venue.
To be director of fun, a lot of pressure.
Yeah, really difficult. But looking forward to seeing some more Mad Monday content.
Yeah, and maybe the Firebirds have got something more planned later on.
Yeah, that might have just been a soft launch.
That was the next day. They just played, whereas the Giants was that night. So the Giants haven't even had their Mad. Well, they've had it at the time of recording.
Maybe they still had their netball dresses on underneath their big white T-shirts.
No, it didn't look like it.
Looked like they had black. Lovely dresses.
Yeah. So they've gone for a circuit in their Jo Harten T-shirts. Yeah. Anyway, we may as well get back into the actual netball. The game, the one game that mattered, it was the Thunderbirds and the Lightning. It was a straight playoff. Winner stays on, loser goes home.
Yes.
And in this case, the Lightning lost. My Lightning, who I said at the start of the year would not lose a game, turns out they lost about 8 of them, 7 or 8 of them. They missed the finals. Yeah, Thunderbirds, they had a couple of challenges to stand up to, but the girls got it done, and they now host the minor semi-final.
They did. I will say for some reason, I can't remember what I said last week and who I was playing, who I tipped. But
I think we both tipped the Thunderbirds.
I think we did, yeah. But there was something inside me that was pretty disappointed for the Lightning.
Yeah.
Like, they had such a great start to the season and it felt like it had finally clicked for them. And then to fall down at the last game.
Yeah. To be fair, they only have to blame is like the middle of the season. They lost to the Giants, which in hindsight doesn't look that bad, but you shouldn't be losing to those bottom 3 teams pretty much. They lost to the Giants and they just had a bit of a wobble. They only beat one team in the top 4. They beat the Swifts. Obviously, the week that we were talking about that we weren't here for.
Yeah.
So the Swifts, they beat the Swifts. So that's the only top 4 team they've beaten in like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
So they've only got themselves to blame. And it's a bit disappointing, I guess, because of how much talent's on the list.
So much talent on that list.
But the good news is the Thunderbirds three-peat is still alive.
It is still alive. It is. But not if I can help it.
Not if you can help it.
I'd like to see the Vixens break this silly curse.
This silly Adelaide curse.
I don't even want to call it a curse because I don't think it's quite a curse yet.
Right. Well, so the Vixens played the last game. They were playing the Fever. And the Fever had already wrapped up the minor premiership. They were locked. Nothing could change for them other than their winning streak.
Yeah.
The Vixens were pretty much playing with house money because they couldn't miss finals. No one expected them to win, but a win would have got them the hosting rights.
Yeah.
They lost every quarter by about 3 or 4 and ended up losing by around about 12. Keir Austin and Sophie Garvin turned the ball over a lot.
Yeah.
I think about a dozen times between them. But Keir Austin obviously gets the ball back a lot. She gets a lot of gains.
Yeah, she's good at that, hey.
She's one of the best in the world.
There isn't really any other player I can think of who...
No, she sets the bar for goal attacks nowadays. Yeah. You've got to be a lot more involved defensively. But what's happened there is Simone, who hadn't made a change for a month, like she'd just been starting 7, go and do your work. She had to swing the changes. Maggie Carris got on. Lily Graham went on. Sophie Garvin had to go and goal attack. So I don't know whether Simone was trying things before their trip to Adelaide. Yeah. But they're there. They're at Adelaide again.
Yeah, I think it'll be good for them. I really hope they can beat the Adelaide Thunderbirds in Adelaide.
They'd have to reverse some form because I think they've lost to the Thunderbirds the last 5 times they've played.
Yeah.
And their last 4 attempts at Adelaide haven't gone too well. So they lost there in round 12 last year by 15. And the Thunderbirds scored 73. They're not known for their high scoring, the Thunderbirds. Then they played the major semi-final and they lost by 25. Yep. And then they obviously played the grand final that was only the 2 goals in the end, which is really, really tight. And then they played there to open the season this year. And in round 1, I think the Vixens, they went down again pretty handily. 66 to 53. They were all Adelaide Entertainment.
We still had Shamira.
Yes.
So I'm more interested in how they went.
So they lost in round 12 at John Cain, 56-53.
Yeah, so that was a really close game, and that's without Shamira.
So you think the lack of Shamira will help the Vixens?
Yeah, I do.
Yes. Is this manifesting or is this a genuine belief?
Both.
Yeah.
I just think it'd be nice to see the Vixens play at home on grand final day.
Well, you know who have a big say in that game? It'll be Schmacko's Western. Have you seen this? Have this crossed your desk?
You are continuously trying to give people new nicknames.
Yeah.
I feel like every week there's someone with a new nickname, and I'm not sure if any of them have stuck. But
Statues McMahon has stuck,
that's stuck,
and West Coast Fowler is a team nickname. Jo Western on a rival podcast.
Yeah.
Backstoppers.
Hang on, we're not having a rival podcast because we're all helping each other out.
I'm all right, Liv thinks they're not a rival podcast. I think they are a rival podcast. No. She was talking to Emily Mannix, who doesn't seem that interested because she's more concerned with taking care of her beautiful child. Jo's telling a story. She goes to a cafe fairly regularly with her dog Billy of book fame.
Yep.
And the barista has given her a coffee with a little biscuit on top of the coffee cup and has said, "That's for you, your cutie."
Yeah.
Now, Jo has heard that as "that's for you, cutie," and taken a bite of the biscuit in front of the barista.
Did she say which cafe she was at?
No, she doesn't. I've got the clip there in the show notes if you want to have a look. And so she takes a bite of the biscuit and the barista politely informs her that he meant the dog.
Oh, no.
So Schmacko's is just absolutely dug in there to a dog biscuit.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it is funny, isn't it, for
content.
Jo? It's good from Jo. It's good for us. So hopefully Schmacko's, what other dog brands? Purina, that's cats. Pet Barn Western. Maybe Pet Barn could bet on all the Vixens.
Royal Canin.
There you go. But yeah, and to be honest, it can't have tasted that badly. If she didn't notice, if the barista had pointed out.
Yeah.
And there's a double-edged sword. So, the dog doesn't get the biscuit and Jo's embarrassed himself in front of what you would assume she found to be a fairly attractive man. But anyway.
Well, maybe she was flustered.
But she would have been afterwards.
Yeah.
Should we do the Firebirds switch before we get into the semi-finals?
Yeah.
We'll do that game. We better pay it some respect.
Roll into more Vixens chat, but let's go to this Firebird Swifts.
Just you'll get plenty of time to chat about the Vixens. Don't worry. Swifts Firebirds, only extra time game of the season, and it was for the second last game of the year. Swifts got out to an early lead. Firebirds pegged them all the way back. Probably should have won it in the end, and then the Swifts got the job done in extra time. A couple of notable things. The Firebirds had another debutant. They had two. Danielle Taylor, who's been replaced play for the last few weeks, but hasn't gone on court.
Yep.
And Elsa Sif Sandholt, who came in with a great backstory. She was actually born in Iceland, moved here when she was 3, did gymnastics till she was 14. This is all courtesy of Fox Sports.
Yeah.
And then took up netball and has now played for the Firebirds.
How cool is that?
It's an incredible journey. Yeah, she'd have to be the only Icelandic netballer.
Have you ever been to Iceland?
No, have you?
Actually, yes, but only.
You say that like actually, you clearly set it up.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, okay.
Beautiful place. But it was only a stopover.
Okay. So, 2 hours. So did you leave the airport?
So expensive. No, but.
So you've been to Iceland. I don't think that counts. I don't think that counts as going to a country.
I'm counting it because.
Does it count, listeners? If you land in an airport, you don't leave the airport, does that count as visiting a country? Let us know.
It counts if you can see the country when you land. Like if the airport is close to the center of the city and you get to see a little bit of the city.
So if you landed in Melbourne, you wouldn't count it?
It's beautiful landing in Reykjavik.
A beautiful landing is as in the plane landed well or the visuals?
No, visuals.
Okay.
I had a crash landing in the Gold Coast, but that's another story.
A crash landing? Go on. A crash landing?
Just on the way to the Gold Coast. Didn't think I'd be running. It was like a massive crash landing.
That's not a crash landing. It's a turbulent one. You didn't crash.
It felt like a crash landing.
Yeah, but you didn't crash.
Can't I put a bit of mayo on the story?
Yeah, but you can't say crash if you don't crash. Anyway, speaking of dodgy equipment, Firebirds, the siren busted. They were using an air horn. And it caught my attention watching the game late in the second quarter. I only watched the second quarter of this game. And as they went past the officials' bench, I saw a lady with an air horn shaking it vigorously. And I thought, that's an air horn.
Maybe the audio system wasn't working.
Well, it clearly wasn't because they had to use the air horn. And then I went back and watched the mini, and in the first Power 5, it took everyone by surprise that there was one of the officials. Didn't think that'd be on her job description, shaking up the air horn and letting people know proper local stuff. But that's the Swifts and the Firebirds summed up for everyone.
But I reckon it's pretty concerning that the Swifts had to go. Right. Let's speak some actual netball.
We're going forwards. Or are we still talking about this game?
Keep talking about this game? I'm going to
roll
on the fence.
On.
It's pretty concerning that the Swifts went into extra time against the Firebirds, who have been pretty average all year. This is the team who were top of the ladder.
Yeah, well, we didn't think they would ever lose after about 9 rounds, wasn't it? They beat everyone at least once.
Yeah. They were looking so strong. Then everybody learned how to play against
the Mavs.
Grace Wecky.
They lost to the Mavs.
And since then, they've lost to the Mavs.
Lost to the Lightning.
Yep.
The Giants had their number early, and then they've almost lost to the Firebirds. So, yeah, their form line's not crash hot, is it?
Yeah, but you know what? Better to have a bit of a shake-up, bit of a scare.
Our Vixens.
They did. But, yeah.
So we'll go into the semi-finals. So before we do that, though, the Super Netball League announced that it was a home and away crowd record for the season. 343,634, breaking last year's record. So people are turning up to the netball in big numbers, especially over in Perth, as you mentioned before.
That record seems to get broken every year, though.
The league-wide one or the FIVA one? The FIVA break it every week.
Both. FIVA always have a record.
Yeah.
But the league...
12,813, so they don't get angry at us.
So that record seems to continuously be broken each year, which is really exciting to see.
We're getting into bigger stadiums,
growing,
isn't it?
Yeah, and it's time to knock on those doors and start playing in bigger stadiums, I think.
And you got to remember, this includes games that are played in Tassie where the max capacity is about 3.5.
Yep.
And then Uni SC Arena and Nissan Arena only contain about 4,000.
Yeah.
So, and they sell them out pretty regularly. So maybe, like you said, time to expand there.
I think we need a bigger stadium in Queensland.
Definitely. Well, we should put it on the agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then obviously it'll be great to see
setters. Yeah.
The grand final being hosted at Rod Laver Arena will be
that'll be good for numbers.
A great one for numbers.
Obviously the finals though, that'll be Thunderbirds and Vixens. Do you want to start there? We'll start in the minor semi-final. So the big news out of this fixture is that there'll be no home game for the Vixens on your birthday.
Yeah.
Which means no courtside bitch diesels.
Gutted about that.
Yeah.
I kept the day free Sunday.
He actually said before we recorded, you've got nothing planned on your birthday.
Just haven't really gotten there yet. I'm sure I'll find things to do.
You're sure you figure it out?
Yeah, I was excited for a couple of bitch diesels at the ball.
At the John Cain. You could probably still go. I'm sure there's something on.
Nah.
You could go and have a Cobbs Hill estate,
Unless I'm available if they want to fly me to Adelaide for the game.
Supporters to help break the curse that you don't think's a curse.
Yeah. And they know I'll cheer hard.
You'll definitely do something hard. You absolutely go for it on the rosés up there in the Cobb Hill deck.
Yeah.
On
with
the
a bit of nippies.
And some nippies. Of course, Romelda bumped into a lady and knocked her wine out of her hand on the weekend.
Did she?
Yeah,
I did see that actually. I saw that,
Yeah.
Somebody slow-moed it and zoned in on everyone's reaction.
Yeah, I did see that TikTok.
Do you reckon she got given another glass of wine?
You'd like to think so.
You would like to think so.
But you've got 5 minutes of fame though.
But yes, the Vixens heading over to the City of Churches to face their demons, i.e. the Adelaide Thunderbirds.
Yeah. They're Melbourne demons.
They're going to do it.
You reckon they're going to win?
They'll do it.
So if you're the head of fun, you're in charge of Mad Monday, Silly Sunday Mad Monday because they're playing on Sunday. For the Vixens, are you making a tentative booking at the Woolshed or anywhere else?
Well, I'm not even putting this into the universe because I'm backing them in. I'm not tentatively booking anything.
That's what I mean. So if you're in charge, and I reckon Hannah Mundy's in charge because she's injured at the moment, so I reckon they've swung her the delegation, the duties.
I think that Mundy probably is in charge, and so
You reckon she's booking something or she's backing the girls in?
No, you got to back the girls in.
Hannah, if you're listening, let us know.
If I was playing for the Vixens and my teammate, we lost, and then my teammate was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, all good girls. I've had the pub booked for 3 days."
I'd be like, "But that's just good admin. That's just good admin.
No.
You can always go to the pub and just have a meal.
It's a pub on a Monday.
Sunday night. They're flying back on the Monday.
Oh, so you want someone to go Sunday night?
Well, they're doing both. Are you booking a evening circuit in case you lose?
Yeah.
And then have you got a holding for a Monday?
I think no.
Okay, so you're backing the girls in.
I'm backing the girls in, but probably I'd be maybe a nice wine bar on the Monday.
Okay.
But
that's not very Mad Monday.
I think the Vixens already have enough contacts in that space that if they were to lose, God forbid, on Sunday.
God forbid, you really right.
Then the wine bars will come to them.
Yeah.
On Monday. Lenny's will just...
Lenny's, Gracie's. Max Gorn's got one. Don't know what it's called.
East End.
Plenty of wine bars.
Plenty of wine bars. Or
Gibson's.
You just end up at the Stag on Sunday night in Adelaide.
There you go. So that's where you go. Who are you tipping?
Where would you go? You've lived in Adelaide.
Me? I've never lived in Adelaide. I lived in Tasmania.
I thought you did live in Adelaide.
No, I went on a cricket trip to Adelaide. The Woolshed's obviously number one. That whole strip is very good. North Adelaide's actually got some nicer places that are a bit more rather than Hindley Street. There's a couple of uni bars. There's plenty of places to go. Depends what the girls are in.
Oh, that'll be great for the Adelaide Thunderbirds on Sunday night then, won't it?
Well, and they'll have had some Wendy's, some Nippies.
Yep.
at Coldpillar State, some South Ave.
And the Vixens, they'll be putting their recovery boots on, ready to go
recovery boots on.
To host the prelim.
Well, they wouldn't host it if they're fourth.
Oh, they won't. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Play the prelim. Okay, so you're tipping the Vixens.
Yeah, I'm tipping the Vixens.
I'm unfortunately for Vixens fans, I'm tipping the Thunderbirds. I actually think the Thunderbirds are going to make the grand final because the Fever are going to beat the Swifts, aren't they? In a genuine shootout over in Perth.
I think the Fever will beat the Swifts.
They haven't lost in 12 weeks since Janelle's been back.
It will make it a really tough run if the Fever do beat the Swifts for the Vixens, if the Vixens beat the Thunderbirds, because the Vixens aren't that.
This has turned into Vixens' path to glory.
Well, the Vixens' path of glory would have to mean that they go to Adelaide, beat the Thunderbirds, which is, as we've discussed, Demons there, then come back to Melbourne for a couple of days and head over to Perth, where they also can be a little bit shaky.
Or Sydney.
I'd rather see them go to Sydney. They beat the Swifts in Sydney.
Oh, no, they beat them at home.
Yeah.
They beat them at home. But they did play well against them at Ken Rosewall Arena.
Oh, they did too.
Yeah. It's definitely easier for the winner of the minor premier. So the minor semi-final would definitely, I think they definitely want the Fever to win because the Swifts have been, as you mentioned earlier, wobbly.
Yeah.
They've lost 4 of their last 7 or 8 games off the top of my head. I think they got to 10 wins in a row and then lost 4 of their last 8. So they've been 50-50 since then.
Yeah.
And I think the Fever are much more ruthless. Like, obviously Janelle's a gun, but they as much as Lock Talk's netball is correct, she's obviously the correlation between her playing and them winning has been fairly obvious. But they do have a lot of good players everywhere else. It's not like they are only a one-person team. Their shooting end is obviously carried by one person. And as you mentioned, the trip to Sydney would be for both those. The Thunderbirds, to be fair, Perth's not as far.
I think the Thunderbirds would still prefer to go to Sydney.
Yeah. Well, I think they would. I just think they would.
Think.
You just think you would beat them. Because if the Swifts lose this game to the Fever, that would be 5 losses out of their last 9 games. Or probably 7 games or something like that.
I don't know if anyone's beating the Fever. They're looking very strong.
Yeah, at the moment. They're like Dan Ryan, I don't think I've ever had a conversation with Dan, but when he does his tactical timeouts, there's just so much info. And my undiagnosed ADHD would not be absorbing any of it. And I don't know how the players do it.
Both of them are very tactical, data-driven coaches. Dan and Bryony.
Yeah, this is a netball nerd's dream, this game.
Yeah.
Which is probably why we're not as passionate about it as we were the previous game. The previous game is vibe central, isn't it? Tanya's just motivating. Simone's vibing it.
Yeah.
And then you've got data-driven game over in West.
That is actually one of my favourite things about netball compared to other sports, being able to hear the coaches.
Yeah, you do get really good access.
You get good access.
But then it's weird because you get really good access on game day when they're actually talking tactics, but then sometimes people aren't allowed to film like a Wednesday coffee run.
Yeah. Odd.
Anyway, who are you tipping?
I'm tipping the Fever.
Right. So I'm agreeing with you. So you think the Vixens will win?
I think the Vixens will win, and then they're going to Sydney next week to play the Swifts.
Whereas I think the Thunderbirds will be the ones going to Sydney to play the Swifts. And to be honest, I actually have a sneak. Let's do it now. Who's your grand final and premier? We'll do it now.
My head says the Fever.
Yeah.
My heart says the
I can tell you what your heart says. But who's going to make the grand final in your head?
Oh, I think it's going to be a Thunderbirds Swifts grand final.
Thunderbirds Swifts?
Yeah, I think we're going to end up with a repeat of the last time the grand final.
So that means the Swifts have to win this weekend?
Oh, yeah, true. Sorry, I get confused. I think
it'll be Fever Thunderbirds.
Swifts. I think it's going to be Fever Swifts.
So you think the Swifts will pull through? I think it'll be Fever Thunderbirds.
You think Fever Thunderbirds? So you think the Thunderbirds will then beat the Swifts?
Yeah, I agree. I think so. I think they're playing really good netball. And it'll be quite impressive because as Lock Talk Netball said to a few people that said the Thunderbirds relied on Shamira, they clearly don't because I think they're going to make it. And it'll be an incredible three-peat.
I tell you what I'm more worried about.
Yes.
Whether I'd like to see a grand final match that's close.
Yes.
And
who's
the Fever hasn't. Who's the most likely?
I think the Thunderbirds because Latanya can get ball against Janelle. I don't think anyone else has got any hope against her. Latanya's a freak and can do that.
Do you reckon they would nah, they can't bring Shamira back for one game, can they?
Well, she's very heavily pregnant.
I know, but has it ever happened?
She's how many weeks pregnant is Shamira? So if she'd be close to 30. She's in the realm where it's possible for it is not uncommon for the baby to be born at this stage.
But
she
is the world's best netballer.
She's 30 weeks pregnant.
If she was then playing at 30 weeks pregnant should still be in like.
So Janelle would put body on. They'd be like,
They'd be like, don't get close to her. No, we can't include any of that because they'll tell us that it's. We can't talk about.
We can absolutely include the fact that you thought the Thunderbirds might get Shamira.
I didn't. I was joking.
Yeah, I know. But as we said at the top of the show, people don't get that we're joking. I'm laughing.
The haters will hate on that one.
Well, there you have it. I think that's a good point to end on it. If Shamira does return at 34 weeks. What if she has
the baby early?
Right, then straight into it. Yeah, because notoriously labour is quite unintrusive and easy. All right, I think that's time to call it, Liv. It's great to have you back. Okay. It's great to be back. That's the Backcourt episode 18 in the can. When we come back next week, we'll know more about how the Vixens won and how they're definitely going to win the premiership and how the Swifts are also going to win the premiership. But until then, enjoy the netball and we'll see you next time.